Right now, in this exact moment as you watch this video, your brain is lying to you. Not occasionally, not sometimes when you're tired or stressed, constantly. Every image you see, every sound you hear, every sensation you feel, none of it is what you think it is. What you experience as reality is actually a hallucination, a very convincing one, but a hallucination nonetheless. And the strangest part, the lying isn't a glitch, it's the feature. Your brain has to lie to you just to keep you alive. Here's what I mean. Your eyes collect light, your ears collect sound waves. Your skin collects pressure and temperature, but none of that information arrives at your conscious mind instantly. It takes time. Nerve signals travel at roughly 250 miles per hour, fast for biology, slow for physics. By the time a signal from your fingertip reaches your brain, roughly 80 milliseconds have passed. That might not sound like much, but it's enough. Think about this. If you're catching a ball, 80 milliseconds is the difference between catching it and having it smash you in the face. Your brain cannot wait for real-time information and act on it fast enough. The math simply doesn't work. So your brain did something remarkable during evolution. It stopped trying to perceive the present. Instead, it learned to predict it. Neuroscientist Karl Friston at University College London calls this the predictive processing framework. The idea is this: your brain is not a camera recording what's in front of you. It's a prediction machine, constantly generating a model of what it expects to see, hear, and feel. The sensory data coming in from your eyes and ears isn't the show. It's just the fact check. Your brain makes a prediction. Reality sends a signal. If the signal matches the prediction, nothing happens. Your conscious mind never even sees the data. It just experiences the prediction as if it were real. Only when something is surprising, when reality doesn't match the model, does your brain update. You are not watching reality. You are watching your brain's best guess about reality, updated occasionally when something unexpected happens. Here's where it gets personal. The color red. You see it right now on this screen. Or you think you do, but there is no red in the universe. Color is not a property of objects. It's a property of your brain. Objects absorb certain wavelengths of light and reflect others. Your visual cortex takes those wavelengths, numbers essentially, and decides what color to assign them. Red is just what your brain calls the wavelength of 700 nanometers. There is no redness out, only electromagnetic radiation and a brain that translates it into an experience. But here's what should genuinely disturb you. No one knows if your red is the same as my red. We both learned to call the same wavelength red, but the actual experience inside your skull, the quality of it, might be completely different from mine. There is no test that can compare the private experience of color between two people. It's one of the deepest unsolved problems in philosophy of mind. And it doesn't stop with color. The same is true for sound, for pain, for emotions. Every experience you have is a translation, an interpretation your brain invented and then presented to you as objective fact. You have never once in your life seen, heard, or touched the actual world. Everything you know has been mediated by a 3-pound organ that has its own agenda. Find something to hold steady in front of you. Now, close your right eye. With your left eye, look directly at something specific, a corner of the room, a word on a page. Without moving your left eye, notice the area about 15 degrees to the right. There's a spot there where you can't see anything, a hole in your visual field. This is your blind spot. The point where your optic nerve connects to your retina has no photoreceptors at all. There is a gap in your vision the size of about 17 full moons held at arm's length, but you never see it because your brain fills it in. It looks at the information surrounding the gap and invents what should logically be there, seamlessly, instantly, without asking you. You are walking around with a fabricated patch in the center of your visual field, and you will never notice it unless someone specifically shows you where to look. And your brain does this everywhere, not just in the blind spot. Saccades, the tiny rapid movements your eyes make dozens of times every second, create gaps in your perception every time they occur. Your brain edits them out and stitches together a smooth, continuous movie. The movie is fake. The smoothness is invented, but it feels more real than anything. A 2001 study at MIT found that people failed to notice when an entire building changed in their visual field during a brief cut. A different study showed people had conversations with someone, were briefly distracted, and when they looked back, a completely different person had replaced the one they were talking to. Most of them didn't notice. This is called change blindness, and it means your confident, detailed experience of the world around you is, at best, a sparse sketch your brain fills in with plausible guesses. If you're not convinced yet, let's talk about your memories, because you probably believe your memories are recordings. The mental equivalent of a video file you can play back, they are not. Every time you remember something, your brain doesn't retrieve a file. It rebuilds the memory from scratch, using the pieces it kept, filling in the rest with whatever seems plausible. This means every act of remembering also slightly changes the memory. Add enough retrievals over enough time, and the original event has been gradually replaced by a reconstruction of a reconstruction of a reconstruction. Psychologist Elizabeth Loftus spent decades demonstrating exactly this. In one famous study, she convinced adult participants they had been lost in a shopping mall as children, a memory they had never had. Simply by suggesting it in conversation and asking them to think about it, 25% of participants eventually produced detailed, confident confident, emotional memories of an event that never happened. Not because they were lying, because their brains, when prompted to rebuild a memory, built one that wasn't there. You have memories right now that feel completely real and completely accurate. Some of them may be entirely invented, and there is no internal signal, no warning light, no feeling of uncertainty that distinguishes a real memory from a constructed one. They feel identical from the inside. So here is where we are. Your brain predicts reality instead of perceiving it. It translates physical phenomena into subjective experiences that may be entirely unique to you and unverifiable by anyone else. It fills in holes in your perception with plausible fabrications you never notice. And it rebuilds your past every time you access it, slowly overwriting events with better narratives. You have never seen the world as it actually is. No human being has. What you experience is the result of millions of years of evolution designing the most useful interface possible for navigating physical reality, not the most accurate one. Useful and accurate are not the same thing. But here is the part worth sitting with. The lying is working. Your brain's predictive, fabricating, smoothing, rewriting process is so good that you've survived this long without noticing it. The hallucination is a good one. The constructed past is a functional one. The predicted reality is close enough to the actual one that you can catch balls, read faces, and navigate a world that would destroy any creature without these shortcuts. You are not seeing reality, but you are seeing something close enough to reality to live in. And maybe, in a world as complicated and overwhelming as this one, that's not a flaw. That's the whole point. What you do with that knowledge is up to you. Drop your thoughts in the comments. What part of this messes with you the most? And if you want more of this, the science that changes how you see yourself, subscribe. There's a lot more where this came from.